Are you over 40 and feeling like peace of mind is slipping further away with every passing responsibility? Do you long for moments of stillness in a world that never seems to pause, yet feel guilty for even thinking about taking a break? What if I told you that meditation isn't about escaping your busy life, but transforming the way you live it? From the inside out, welcome to Wisdom and Wealth, where we explore how timeless principles can support modern lives. Let's be honest, many of us in our 40s, 50s, and beyond are pulled in more directions than ever before. Juggling careers, caring for aging parents, parenting grown children, managing health, and still trying to chase a sense of purpose. Amidst all of this, the concept of inner peace can feel like a distant dream. But what if it wasn't? Today, we're going to reframe the way we think about meditation, not as a luxury for monks or people with no responsibilities, but as a practical tool for anyone at any stage of life, even you, even now. But first, let's tackle the biggest myth head on. You don't need an hour of silence or a mountain retreat to meditate. Many people say, "I'm too busy to meditate," or "My mind is too noisy." And guess what? Those are the exact reasons you should be meditating. It's not about stopping your life. It's about weaving mindfulness into the life you already have. So as you settle in, go ahead and click the like button if you're ready to make space for your own well-being, and consider subscribing if you want more guidance like this, tailored to your journey, redefining meditation. It's not what you think. Let's shift the paradigm. The traditional image of meditation, someone sitting cross-legged in silence for an hour, while beautiful, isn't always realistic, especially when your phone is buzzing, the laundry is waiting, and your to-do list is never ending. But that doesn't mean meditation is out of reach. Instead of seeing meditation as a time-bound ritual, think of it as a quality of presence, a way of being, not just a technique. It can be folded seamlessly into your daily routine, no matter how full your day is. And one of the simplest, yet most transformative places to start: eating. Mindful eating, a daily doorway into meditation. You eat every day, probably several times, so why not start there? Too often, meals become mindless multitasking, scrolling through the news, replying to messages, or half listening to TV. But what if, for just one meal a day, you did nothing else but eat, and actually notice it? Mindful eating begins with a small decision. Turn off the TV, put your phone away, create space for presence. Let's say it's breakfast, instead of rushing through it while mentally preparing for the day ahead. Try simply eating. Feel the texture of the toast, taste the warmth of the tea. Notice how your body responds with each bite. It's harder than it sounds, but deeply rewarding. When your mind starts to drift, as it will, gently bring it back to the food. This returning, over and over again, is meditation. No fancy cushions, no mantras, just you, your awareness, and your meal. Why it matters? The mind learns through repetition. Most of us go through life on autopilot. We eat without tasting. We speak without thinking. We move without noticing. Mindfulness interrupts that cycle, not by forcing you to be perfect, but by training your mind to return to the present moment. And every time you bring your attention back, even for a second, you're building mental strength. You're rewiring your brain for focus, clarity, and peace. So the next time you eat, try this. No phone, no distractions, just food, presence, and you. It may seem small, but this tiny shift changes everything. And if this idea resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom and Wealth, where we explore practices like this to bring more purpose and calm into your life, one simple step at a time. Turning meals into meditation. Choose one moment. Start small. You don't have to start with every meal. Just pick one, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and turn it into a moment of mindfulness. Don't worry about doing it perfectly. Just be present. You're not just eating, you're retraining your mind. You're choosing to engage with life rather than rush through it. Think of it this way. You're already going to eat. Why not let that be your anchor? Because meditation isn't about escape. It's about transformation. It's not something you add on after your responsibilities. It's what helps you meet those responsibilities with more calm, more clarity, and more grace. The secret ingredient, consistency. The key to any meaningful change is consistency. Whether it's building a career, improving a relationship, or finding inner peace, it comes from doing small things over and over again. So what does consistency look like in mindfulness? It's taking one bite with awareness, one breath, one moment without checking your phone, and then doing it again tomorrow. You don't need a breakthrough. You just need a rhythm. Even bad habits are formed through repetition. So what if you used that same mechanism to build something beautiful? Start today. Keep going tomorrow. That's how the shift happens. In just a few mindful bites, you begin to reclaim your attention. And with consistent practice, those small moments build into something lasting. In Trang 2, we'll dive into why consistency is the hidden power behind every transformation, and how to overcome the unrealistic expectations that often sabotage our efforts. Ready to keep building? Let's turn repetition into transformation. In our last session, we discovered that ethical living, or sila, isn't about strict rules. It's about protecting your peace, avoiding regret, and building a life grounded in clarity and kindness. Now, let's look deeper into what this path actually involves and why it matters more than ever in today's world. The 5 precepts, foundations of ethical living in Buddhism. In Buddhism, abstaining from unwholesome actions is part of a foundational practice known as sila, or virtue. These aren't commandments, they're guidelines, offered not as restrictions, but as tools to live with inner freedom. So what are they? There are 5 main precepts that form the core of this practice. Simple, yet profoundly life-changing. 1. Abstaining from killing or harming any living being. This means refraining not only from direct violence, but also cultivating compassion in all our actions. Every life matters, and when we live in a way that honors life, we reduce harm to others and to ourselves. 2. Abstaining from stealing. This goes beyond just not taking someone's possessions. It's about respecting what doesn't belong to us. Time, energy, trust. and recognizing the deep consequences that dishonesty can bring. 3. Abstaining from sexual misconduct. Why? Because when our desires lead to harm in relationships, whether through betrayal or manipulation, suffering inevitably follows. The Buddha emphasized this precept to protect both personal integrity and the well-being of others. 4. Abstaining from lying. Lies may seem small, but they erode trust, both with others and within ourselves. When our words no longer match our truth, inner conflict grows. The Buddha taught that honesty is the foundation of peaceful living. 5. Abstaining from intoxicants. This means avoiding substances that cloud the mind or lead us away from awareness and control. It's not about judgment, it's about clarity. Intoxication weakens our ability to act with wisdom and integrity. Why practice these? Real peace begins with a clean conscience. So what happens when we follow these 5 precepts? We begin to remove regret from our lives. We begin to trust ourselves more deeply, and we begin to sleep better at night, knowing we've caused no harm where it wasn't necessary. The Buddha once shared this with his disciple Ananda. When asked about the purpose of ethical conduct, he said, "You practice ethics to avoid remorse." And truly, regret is a heavy weight to carry. But when you live with clean hands and a clear heart, that weight lifts. Think about it. If you lie, regret follows. If you harm, guilt follows. If you steal, cheat, or lose control, shame follows. But when your thoughts, speech, and actions align with kindness and clarity, you become lighter, happier, more alive. So, these precepts aren't about following rules. They're about freeing yourself from the emotional weight of harming others and yourself. Making good decisions, the mirror of the mind. Let's move into something deeply practical. One of our viewers asked, "How can I make better decisions in life?" To answer that, let's look at a powerful Buddhist teaching from the Rahula Sutta, where the Buddha gives advice to his own son, the young monk Rahula. The Buddha asked him, "What is the purpose of a mirror?" Rahula replied, "To see ourselves clearly." And the Buddha said, "In the same way, before you act, through body, speech, or thought, use mindfulness like a mirror. Check yourself first." The 3-part reflection practice. So how do we do this? Whenever you're about to act, pause, then ask yourself 3 simple, powerful questions. 1. Will this action harm me? 2. Will this harm others? 3. Is it skillful, wholesome, and likely to bring peace? Or is it harmful, unwise, and likely to create suffering? If the answer points to harm, step back. That's a red flag. If the answer points to peace, growth, and goodness, move forward. This practice applies to every moment, whether you're speaking, writing, deciding, or even thinking. The Buddha taught that we should repeat this reflection before, during, and after any action. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. It's about taking responsibility for the impact we create, why we often fail to choose wisely, and how to fix it. So why do we make harmful choices, even when we know better? Because we don't pause, because we're not mindful, because we don't think ahead to the consequences. Mindfulness creates space, That space is where choice lives. If you train yourself to pause, even for 5 seconds, before speaking, before acting, before reacting, you give yourself access to wisdom that already lives inside you. And yes, it takes effort. The right decision is rarely the easiest one, but as the Buddha taught, the difficult path is often the most liberating. Be brave, choose the harder path. Good choices are rarely convenient. They require courage, discipline, and the willingness to stand alone when needed. But here's the beauty: the more often you choose what's right, even when it's hard, the easier it becomes. Like a muscle, your decision-making strength grows through repetition. So next time you're faced with a decision, ask yourself, does this hurt or heal? Does this bring regret or peace? And then act accordingly. Final words: live without regret. Choose with clarity. Let's come back to something simple yet powerful. Before you speak, act, or decide, pause. Look into the mirror of your own mind. Ask, is this wholesome? Is this beneficial? Is this peaceful? Over time, this practice becomes a way of life. And when you live this way, your decisions will reflect your values. Your path will be clear, and your heart will be light. If this message touched you, if it made you reflect, even for a moment, please support our work by liking this video and subscribing to Wisdom and Wealth. We're building a global community of people who are committed to living with purpose, peace, and mindfulness, and you're part of that. Leave a comment below. What's one area of your life where you'll pause before your next decision? Let's walk this path together toward wisdom, peace, and a life free of regret. See you in the next episode. May you be safe, may you be well, may you live with clarity and joy.